On to heat number 3 for the Brisket Formula 1 stock cars. All these drivers in their second race of the evening. Drivers to look out for in this one include Tom Harris, Junior Wayneman, Matt Newson, Luke Davidson's out there, Martin Spires. We saw him go well in the first heat. Kelvin Hassel's out in this one as well. He will lead the cars away along with Casey Engelston at the front of the pack. 21 cars out there in total in the setting sun here in Suffolk. Really has been a lovely day for motorsport. Blue Raiders go through. Ashley England's out in this one looking for his second win. Kyle Gray, the UK Open champion, spun in his earlier heats. There's Luke Davidson, Carl Hawkins and Matt Newson, the 4 red graders. Wayneman and Harris, the 2 superstars at the back. Here we go then, 16 laps for heat number 3. Down towards that first turn, already a clash between Richard Davies and Casey Engelston as they fight for the lead. Kelvin Hassel's going to go up the inside and take the lead out of turn 2, so it's Hassel who leads into turn 3. Casey Engelston trying to get the bumper in. Hassel sent wide and wallop straight in he goes. That takes out Kelvin Hassel, and Engelston takes off into the lead. That was a well-judged move from the youngster. Got more spinners on the back straight. One of them is Ashley England, so our heat 2 winner's in trouble. Seems like winning a heat is a bit of a jinx here this evening, because we saw Brian Harrison retire. Kelvin Hassel's got damage there as well, I see, and Mark Sargent in 326, father of Finn Sargent, 526, has pulled up as well. We saw earlier on Ryan Harrison suffer a failure in Heat 2 after winning Heat 1. Oh, and Harry Stewart gets fired in hard there in car 126. That was a big impact into the wall on turn 1. Let's hope that Harry is okay. I'm wondering if you may go yellow flags here. Yes, indeed, we do. So the race brought to a halt to check on Harry Stewart. That was a big wallop there into turn 2. So a frantic start to that race. We saw a couple of spinners early on. Then we saw one of the blue graders, I think that might have been the rejoining Ashley England, hit the inner curb there in front of the leaders, and that's taken him out of the race. One of the yellow graders was just rejoining there in the background as well. But the real problem was down at turns 1 and 2. It was John Fortune who put the bumper in on Harry Stewart. That sent him sideways and then walloped straight into the wall very hard with the rear wheel. Thankfully, Harry, the former UK Open champion, is okay. Out of the race, though, as 120 leads them off. That is Casey Engelston. Gaz Kitson well up there. 415, that's Russell Cooper. And we've got Charlie Sauder, Sean Webster and George Elwell. So the higher graders yet to make their move. Now only a couple of laps into this race. Cars we've lost: Mark Sargent, Ashley England, Mickey Randall. We saw him on the Speedway track. Kelvin Hassel is out, Richard Davies, Harry Stewart, and also 1 or 2 others. It's the yellow grader we saw spinning. That was Willie Scoyles, 541. His father, Willie Senior, former world banger champion back in the halcyon days of Wimbledon Stadium. Now sadly lost to the sport, of course, the London venue. Steady round towards the restart. There's Sean Webster. John Fortune still going, the lone Scotsman. I think the only Scotsman in Brisket F1 now. That Paul Ford has retired, number 388. Tom Harris, Junior Wayneman, Matt Newson, then Carl Hawkins. They're going to be the ones to watch as the race progresses. Kyle Gray, and then finally Scoyles in 5-4. Keeping it nice and steady in front of this huge crowd here at Vauxhall. Also enjoying the National Hot Rods here tonight, Britain's premier non-contact oval racing formula. We'll see them out in part 2 of the programme. We get back underway with heat number 3 for the Brisket F1s. And round goes George Elwell. He's been in the wars tonight in 501. We saw him in a pile-up in heat 1. He's spun out on this restart. 464 of Luke Davidson attacking Junior Wayneman as they come round turns 3 and 4. Still your leader is Casey Engelston, number 120. As they head up the back straights. Tom Harris is on the attack, though, up the inside of the number 5 of Charlie Sauder. Gets through on turns 3 and 4. Battle is on for second place. Martin Spires gets a bumper there from Gaz Kitson's very smart 532 car. He's up into second place. And we've got Tom Harris in behind these yellow tops now, so he's looking the favourite for victory as through come Davidson and Newson past Charlie Sauder. His father Mick, an ex-European champion, former Brisket F2 world champion as well. Hopefully we'll see him back out in Brisket F1 soon. So Cooper under fire there in 415. Tom Harris is making up ground on the leaders now He's up into third place ahead of Martin Spires. Wainman is fifth. Then we've got the 464, which is Luke Davids. Down into turns 3 and 4 they come. Martin Spires goes out wide. He loses further ground. Tom Harris, I think, is now challenging for second place. Yes, trying to get the bumper in on Daz Kitson in the 532. Down the back straight they go. Harris puts the bumper in on Kitson, tries to move to the inside. He's not quite got through this time. It's still Engelston with the lead, but he can see this battle going on in his mirror. Harris goes through into second at turn 1, and now he's ready to attack Casey Engelston for the lead. He goes for the inside down into turn 3. He's got the inside line away and goes through into the lead. Tom Harris, the British and European champion. You can see the black and white checkers on one side of his roof and the red and yellow checkers of European champion on the other. Is now fairly rocketing away from Daz Kitson down the back straights. Third is now Junior Wayman. Engelston gets some bumper from the 464 of Luke Davidson. Down to fifth goes by young Casey. His dad John Engelston we've seen in F1s on and off. Davidson as further back Carl Hawkins attacks Martin Spires, killing the Fox Stadium so far, the teenager in 124. Leaders lapping Willie Scoyles Jr. in 541. Only a couple of laps to go this time for Tom Harris on the way to his latest victory. Saw an incredible string of 4 straight final wins at Shale meetings for him earlier this year, but he can certainly turn it on the tarmac, as he proved at the British Championship at Hensford last time out. Daz Kitson running well in 5.32, chased by Matt Newson in the 16. But we're on the last lap now. They're not going to catch Tom Harris in number 84. Junior Wayman is trying his hardest, but he's not going to get close enough as Kyle Gray drops out with a puncture onto the infield. Tom Harris around the final turn takes the victory. Second for Junior Wayman, and Luke Davidson comes over in third. Matt Newson with a late move on Daz Kitson for fourth. Well, no stopping Tom Harris, it seems, on either surface this year. You just cannot stop him winning. He's done the British and European double. Won the European at Northampton towards the end of last season on the Shale. Won the British at Hensford. Will it be World Championship number 2 for him at Kings Lynn this year, I wonder? On this current form, you wouldn't bet against him. Harris taking the win, a second clear of Junior Wayman, with Luke Davidson in third. Harris also getting the fastest lap. Matt Newson fourth, ahead of Daz Kitson, an early leader. Casey Engelston, good result for him once again. Carl Hawkins, Charlie Sauder, John Fortune and Russell Cooper rounding up the top 10. 13 cars went the distance.
84 Tom Harris, Heat 3 winner, and a car that's starting to look like it's sorted.
I wouldn't say sorted quite, but yeah, I think we're getting closer. It's more consistent, so when you do a change you can feel it, and you know, you can progress from that, which is what we've been struggling from really. But like I say, you know, when you do something different, you know, you've got to find the edge somewhere. Nigel was the one to beat, you know, last year, so we thought we'd step it up, and to be fair, we've gone backwards, but I think we've started to gain some pace now.
And it's a fast track here, but that car just looks stuck.
Yeah, it's been good, to be fair. We've made a few changes after the heat and then before the final. But yeah, we're getting there slow. But the lower graders here get away, and you know, if you do 16 laps consistent, we've got to, you know, gain a lot to get near to them. So no traffic to slow them down. So yeah, it was good fast racing really.
And you and Ryan have been close throughout the heats as well, and obviously he's in his new car, but looking nice with the black and white checkered roof now as well.
Yeah, well, that's why we had a white car. No, yeah, really pleased with last week. Like I say, it's you know, sunk in now, but it was the only thing I hadn't won, and I was desperate to win, so probably trying too hard really, but yeah, that one came to me.
And best of luck for the final.
Thank you very much, cheers.
Well, Tom Harris saying his car isn't quite sorted at the moment. On current form, when he is, he'll be lapping the entire field. Great fast and furious racing in the sunshine of Vauxhall Stadium so far from the Brisket F1s. We'll be seeing them plus the National Hot Rods and the Mini Stocks in the second part of our programme, which is coming up after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back to Vauxhall Stadium, Ipswich, where in a second part of tonight's programme we're going to break away from the Brisket Formula 1 Stock Cars World Championship qualifying round and take a look at Britain's premier non-contact oval racing formula, the National Hot Rods. Tonight they're contesting the Thunder 500 Championship for the Angie Rowe Memorial Trophy. We join the race just before halfway through with former world champion 115 Chris Head leading the way in the black Vauxhall Tigra. These cars, as you can see, are quite different to Brisket Formula 1 stock cars. They are small coupes with space frame chassis, carbon and Kevlar bodies, race-tuned engines. Now extremely quick and extremely spectacular here in big numbers tonight. 27 cars on the grid for this, the Thunder 500, in memory of Angie Rowe, who was a great supporter and administrator of National Hot Rod Racing for many, many years around the UK and beyond. The Union flag has just gone out for halfway in this 40-lap race, with Chris Haird a clear leader ahead of the current world champion 305 Billy Wood in second place. Third place is the Scotsman, number 17 there. That's Rob McDonald, just ahead of Terry Cook in the 524 car. The car's mainly Vauxhall Tigra body shapes, as you can see. We've got a few Peugeot 206 coupes out there as well, plus one or two Ginettas, which we will have a look at hopefully a little later on. 75 there, Carl Sloan, one of a few visitors from Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland in tonight's field. We've also got driver representation from the Netherlands, number 66 there, John van den Bosch, and also from Germany, 467 Winnie Holtmans from across the sea as well. See the incredible speed of these cars. The Thunder 500, the traditional pre-World Final event for National Hot Rod Racing. The World Final contested here at Ipswich at the Speed Weekend every July. It's Chris Haird in his Tigra who leads the way. There's the former English champion 209 Kim Weaver in the red car, and there is Billy Wood, the current world champion with the gold roof, number 305, having to play second fiddle tonight though to the former three times world champion 115 Chris Haird. Chris is the current English points champion, recently took the English title. There he is, leading the way in his 115 car, showing an incredible turn of speed. He led right from the start in this event. Billy Wood and Carl Sloan won the two heats earlier on. There is Carl Sloan all over the back of third placed Rob McDonald, who's looking to become the first Scotsman to be world champion this year. 524 there of Terry Cook, a relative newcomer who's moved up from the stock rods formula on the tail of 61. That's Brendan O'Connell. Carl Sloan to the inside here, looks like he's going to try and take third place away. Inches between the cars as they battle it out. A stunning form of non-contact, very close oval racing. Hot rod racing invented in the 1960s at Hensford Hills Raceway by Bill Morris. His son Martin Morris was the first champion hot rod racer. Great names such as Barry Lee, George Polly, Duffy Collard and so on have tasted success in these cars. What a magnificent shot that is of the stadium under the floodlights as Chris Haird carves his way through the traffic, coming up on the green, number 15 there of Chris Crane. So he's lapped everybody up to around 12th place now, has Chris Haird, given his pace here at Vauxhall this evening. This really is firing a warning shot to his rivals ahead of the World Championship next month. There's the number 491 car of Colin Smith and 467 Winnie Holtmans, the German. Colin Smith, who's also raced on the circuits in the last couple of years in the Super Silhouettes, which is a circuit equivalent almost of these cars. Chris Haird lapping Chris Crane. He continues his relentless march to victory. The holder of the Angie Rowe Memorial Trophy, Jason Q, was unfortunately taken out in a tangle only a few laps into this race. Coming up towards the 5 laps to go mark now. 40 laps doesn't take very long in National Hot Rods. We join the race halfway through. The incredible speed of these cars can really be seen here. There's 94 Stephen Armitt from Scotland in what I think is the ex-Adam Highlands car. Adam, a former national champion. 27 Mikey Godfrey goes a lap down, the man from Oxford, in his Tigra B. There's a battle between John van den Bosch and Aaron Dew, number 23. That's one of the Ginetta G40s that we mentioned. The car's built and developed by 4 times world champion in National Hot Rods Carl Bordley, who of course is now a British Touring Car Championship driver with Team Hard. Carl Bordley and Matt Simpson in recent years have graduated through the ranks from National Hot Rods right up to the BTCC. Chris Haird lapping the 991 of Scott Bourne. He's recently returned to National Hot Rods after a very successful spell in the Pickup Truck Racing Championship on the circuit. He won a couple of titles there. But it looks like this year's Thunder 500 has just about been sewn up by the dominant Chris Haird. He's going to take the much sought after Angie Rowe Memorial Trophy in memory of a lovely lady who worked alongside this formula for so many years before her tragic death from cancer. 1:15, Chris Haird coming round to start his final lap. He's in back marker traffic, but he won't let that worry him. He laps Mark Shelper in 7:88. Coming up on the Dutchman, John van den Bosch, down the back straight into turn 3 for the final time. And the Thunder 500 for the Angie Rowe Memorial Trophy is won by Chris Haird with a devastating drive in car 115. Billy Wood in second, and I think Carl Sloane took third in the 75. We'll confirm the top 10 results in just a moment. It is great to see the National Hot Rods on track here at Vauxhall Heath. Will Chris Haird go on to win back the World Champion, I wonder? The Speed Weekend in July promises to be a very special event indeed. Haird the winner by just over 2 seconds ahead of Billy Wood, with Carl Sloane in third, ahead of Scotsmen Rob McDonald and Gordon Alexander 4th and 5th. Aaron Dew in the Ginetta was 6th ahead of Carl Waller-Barrett. Then Shane Murray 8th, Scott Bourne a lap down in 9th place, and Mikey Godfrey rounding out the top 10. 22 cars went the distance.